Welcome back to the Arsenal podcast. Welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. Arsenal will not spend in January. That is one of the comments we have had from EDU's interview. Surely everybody's ranting, right? Everybody's ranting. I'm telling you, everybody's ranting. And when you see these headphones on, it is time for the Arsenal fans to speak. I mean, this must be a transfer update. I should be here, talking about transfers. Who's Arsenal linked with? Where do we go from here? Who is, who wants to come in and others? But it seems not going to work like that, because today we have been confirming, and we have confirmed that it looks like we are not going to have a big transfer window like Fabrizio Romano told us. Majid, my man, pick up, man. It's so long. Hey, man, long time no see. So long, man. So long. I'm so sorry, but I'm back at it again. I'm telling you, this time it's gonna be big. I'm back at it again. And Majid, I want to have you on. Please do come on. It's gonna be so big if you come. If you come on, please come on. Please do come on. Arsenal Gunners, make sure your audio and maybe audio is connected. So right now, I'm not really talking about any new players coming to Arsenal. If you have seen this, you know. If you know, you know. I'm not talking about any new players coming to Arsenal, because that is not happening. I'm telling you, I've been looking at some of the comments there and the news stories on blogs, and I was like, who is Arsenal linked with? Okay, Majid says you come on in 15 minutes. It's fine. So I've been looking at stories, blogs. I mean, I was like, what are we looking at this week? Who are the transfer targets Arsenal has this week? Because I have to review on Sunday. No one, absolutely no one. The transfer stories that are available are transfer stories from last week, and I did a roundup on Sunday, so I don't expect to do a roundup this Sunday because we are not looking at anyone. But aside that, I want to talk about two things. One, Edu, and the other is Mesut Ozil. Could it be that Mesut Ozil is going to come back in the Arsenal squad? I mean, it's a question, but it is also some sort of evidence and confirmation to the headline that I have written that Arsenal will not spend in January. Now, Edu was in an interview, wherever kind of interview, because he has been speaking a lot of trash. I'm telling you, a lot of trash. And he was asked, who is coming in the January transfer window? How do you get the remedy? How do you get the remedy? How do you rectify this situation at Arsenal? And he said it so clearly that we are not gonna spend that big in January. Probably one person, but we are going to focus on the players that are around the club, because he says they are quality players in training. They are not quality players on the pitch against the opponent, but they are quality players in training. And I'm asking myself, in training is Arsenal up against Arsenal, right? So if you're looking at that quality, then it's the quality within your squad. So it means definitely it's as simple as saying that the quality is not enough in that side. But he says anyway, Arsenal is not going to be spending that big money, and it explains why Dominic Szoboszlai goes to RB Leipzig without a fight. Arsenal didn't put in a fight. It explains why Mesut Ozil, because he was talking about, I was so critical when he was talking about Mesut Ozil. I just wanted to see or to hear, what he was going to say. And those comments were so ridiculous. Very, very, very ridiculous. Man was saying that the situation around Mesut Ozil and everything like that. So it looks like Arsenal wants to bring back Mesut Ozil in January. Let him let his contract run down, and then leaves on a free. So we don't expect players like Szoboszlai. You don't expect Emi Buendia in this January transfer window. You don't expect how Semowa is all a lie. Because Edward said it very clearly that the players are practicing real quality, real quality in training. So it doesn't matter the results. It doesn't matter the result. The players are doing well in training. And I'm asking myself, as a fan, as an Arsenal fan, are we interested in training? Are we interested in the quality in the training sessions? Is that what we are interested in? Sorry, we want our players to be quality in training, but we need to see the quality on the pitch. Arsenal Gunners, your mic is muted, so I can't put you to the stream. Serious talk. Because I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, if we have a sporting director who can speak such comments at a time when you know fans are hurt, then this is not a football director. He's something else. He is something else. You're telling us that the team is quality in training. Quality in training, the results, and it says, it says that believe, be patient. Internally, we are doing good. Externally, we are not performing. Who the hell is interested in internal training? Even if the club doesn't perform in training and performs on the pitch, nobody cares. I'm telling you, nobody cares. But you say that the club is doing so well in training internally, but we don't see the results. We have lost 7 games this season out of 12, 15th on the table, 5 points off relegation. And he says we are not interested in the results. Rather, Arsenal as a club is more interested in the internal organization. Everything is okay internally. And by the way, that's a lie. David Louis is not speaking with Mikel Arteta. There is no internal peace at the club. There isn't any internal peace at the club. Real talk. Mesut Ozil, Socrates, and his camp have also waged war against the manager. There isn't any internal peace. So it's a lie. Trying to sell to us the idea that everything is okay, everything's very fine at Arsenal. That is another lie. Then I ask myself, Edu, speaking this, all this crap and nonsense, what is the aim? So it looks like Edu and Mikel Arteta working together is not a coincidence now. They're two puppets that the board knew they would control very well. One would defend the other. I was waiting for a club statement, and I told you guys this. I told you this. I was waiting for a club statement. I was waiting for a club statement to see whether Arsenal can actually go on and sign. I mean, not even sign, but what is Arsenal going to say in the current situation at Arsenal? What is the club going to say? I was waiting for that. But it's so embarrassing. Really embarrassing. Because the club has come out and confirmed that the manager we have is the right manager. We do not need to change the manager. No more words, no more words. No more words. I've run short of words. I'm telling you. I'm asking myself, is even Edu a sporting director? How did he get to that job? You get me? How did he get to that job as sporting director at Arsenal? That's nonsense. I'm telling you, every Arsenal fan is hurt by that nonsense. I mean, it's okay if you don't spend in January because we have not been spending. But how do you break the news? How do you make us know? By telling us that the current squad is okay, by telling us that the current squad is doing well in training, And it doesn't matter if the club is not doing well off training, in competitions, losing every game. And you say we are not going to sign players because we believe that we have the right players and in the right places. That's not true. We have the worst right backs in the league. We don't have a centre-back partner for Gabriel. We have the worst forward line in the league. It doesn't score goals. How many goals have, if you ask Pepe, Aubameyang, Willian, and Lacazette, how many goals have they scored this season combined? Aubameyang has scored 3. 1 was an own goal. And Lacazette has also scored 3. Those are 5 goals. Willian has no goal. Pepe has 1. Those are 6. So 4. Okay, Bukayo Saka, I would add Saka there. He has also scored what? 1. So we have 6 forwards and they have produced 5, 6 goals in 12 games. And you tell us everything is okay. Club is going to get better. We don't need new signings. Edu, sporting director at Arsenal. No wonder you will ask yourself, how did he get in that position in the first place? Feel free to join in. Arsenal Gunners, please do correct your mic. It's a little bit disturbing. Because you said this even if bring in a new manager, they will not give out the money to strengthen the squad. No, this was thank you so much, Amy. Thank you so much, Amy. This was this is what I was saying, that I want a new manager, a manager who has a playing style and everything. But is it true that that all the problems we have right now are caused by Mikel Arteta? No. Which kind of manager is going to be at a club that is 15th and they don't realize that they have a crisis? Because it's clear now at Arsenal that we are not in a crisis. We are not in a crisis. Trust the process. We are not in a crisis. We expected this. That's what they are telling us. Every new manager, the first thing you're going to tell him or convince him with is, this squad is not good enough, but we want to give you money to build your own squad. Because even Mikel Arteta, I know that this squad shouldn't be 15th. It shouldn't be 10th. It should be around 9th, 6th, 7th. Real talk. Mikel Arteta, I'm not bailing him out. This squad is not that bad. Smash the like button and get your comments coming in as well. This squad is not so bad to an extent that it cannot be 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th. But Arteta, I pity Arteta. When Partey gets injured, you're remaining with Xhaka, Ceballos, Willock, and who? Yeah, I know it was his problem, letting out Torreira and letting out Guendouzi. Those were his decisions. Some people think he was right. Other people will say he was wrong. I don't care. My point of concern is, right now, Arsenal needs new players. Take care of the dead wood and bring in new signings. But it's the same old Arsenal. That's what we forget. I also tend to forget this. It's the same old Arsenal. Are you going to spend? No. Do you want to give in the money? No. Do you want to titles? The fans want the titles. Does the club want titles? No. So it's clear from this time on, I'll do the transfer updates. I'll do with them. I know transfer news will come around. It never fails to come around. And I'm going to open up my second channel. It's going to be called Kosi Talks Football. Not open up. I'm going to be uploading up, on a permanent basis now because it's already opened up. It's going to be called Kosi Talks Football. It is called Kosi Talks Football. Check it out. Because I cannot do Arsenal content on a daily basis. It is frustrating and disgusting. I'm telling you. Real talk now. Real talk. Big man thing. Arsenal content is disgusting and frustrating. You just can't feed it off every day. I'm just going to talk about other clubs like Dortmund. I talk about clubs because Dortmund know what they need. They know what they need. Last year, we were in the same position like Manchester United. Actually, the same exact position. That's where we were. But things were different. United went in for a better player who overturned their season. And for us, we're comfortable with Edu and Arteta, who are saying we don't need to spend. Is Ozil free? That is, of course, Ozil will be free to play for us in January. Welcome aboard, Blood.
Hello, good to be back.
So good to be back. What do you make of Edu's comments, first and foremost?
I didn't understand them. Again, the main reason for him to come out and say what he said was to obviously back Arteta and say he is trusting the process, which makes me think if we lose to tomorrow, we lose Sunday or Saturday, sorry, and then we lose to Chelsea, he won't go anywhere. They are backing this process, and I believe Edu's gonna give them the January window. I do think that. I don't think he's getting sacked before then. Obviously, if we lose the next 3 games, obviously after Chelsea, then I think a lot of pressure will be put on Arteta, like a lot of pressure. And then it'll come to a point where, the board have to make a decision what they want to do. It'll be a very difficult decision, but I think what they're doing is they're going to give him the January window and then go from there. But it's a very risky move because, if Arsenal are in a bad position come, let's say March, April, let's say in a relegation scrap, let's hope not. But if they are, then they'll have to make a decision. And it looks like for now they're going to back him. But obviously, next few results, if they go the way of, if they go losses, then it's going to be very difficult. But if we can get a few wins together in the next few matches, then a lot of pressure will be lifted.
Yeah, I understand. A lot of pressure could be lifted if he gets the results. But do you see? After January, Edu has already made it clear that we are not going for the big January transfer window Fabrice Romano was talking about. So it's not happening. It's either going to be one player.
Maybe he's keeping it indoor. Maybe he's not revealing it. Sometimes they do that. We didn't expect us to go out 2-3 years ago and go out and spend the money on Aubameyang. It's the thing with Aubameyang was a few years ago how we got him. We didn't go into that transfer window thinking we are going to spend the money on him. Situation was like, we let go of Sanchez and we had to go in for a player. If we let go of, let's say, Xhaka in January, we could have some money. And maybe if Awar wants to leave in January, then maybe we could do some sort of deal. But I think we have to bring some more players in. We have to freshen up the squad. We have to let go of some of these players. I know a lot of reports coming out that we're already planning for the 2021 window, but I think we have to think of it now. We have to bring in players now to improve our situation. Again, a lot of it's down to the manager not picking the right players as well.
Yeah, it's true. But my concern is, first and foremost, how do you attract these new players you want to bring in?
It's difficult.
It's really difficult. You're 15th and you're showing no signs of progress. You get me? No signs of progress. And it looks like it's so comfortable. No club, no player, no top class player. Unless if you're telling me that we are going to bring in the same, or maybe players from Championship. That maybe
Buendia.
Maybe Buendia.
Even if you bring in a Buendia, what's the guarantee he's going to do very well? It's the same for Awar. Think about it like this. If we go out in that January window, we spend 50 million on Awar, what's the guarantee he'll do what Bruno Fernandes did for Man United? What's the guarantee? What's the guarantee? He could come on and flop like Pepe did. You never know, do you? So we have to spend the money, whatever money we do get, have to spend it wisely. And that's why I think it's down to the manager now, because he's not picking the right players. He's not making the situation better for himself. What he's saying in press conferences is very different. What's going on behind the scenes is not good, because obviously what you saw with the Instagram post between Saliba and Guendouzi, do you see that?
Yeah.
So what that's doing is that's creating an agenda. That's creating a bubble against Arteta. Now you got Saliba, Guendouzi, Pepe, Lacazette, all against Arteta at the moment.
Ozil,
so once
David Louis.
Yeah, all these players will go against Arteta in the next few weeks if he doesn't sort this out. Because obviously Pepe's now seen what he's done with Xhaka, backing him. And now all these players in the next few weeks, if Arteta does not get things right, if he does not get the confidence high, if he does not sort this out, then players will turn against him. He'll lose the dressing room, and then it'll become an even bigger problem than what it is now. The situation will get even more toxic than what it is now.
Yeah. But do you think he has the dressing room? Because they are saying, because he added David Louis another contract, and all of us, didn't expect that. He gave him another contract. He wanted to give Mustafi another contract. Mustafi, turned it down. But right now, he's not talking face to face with David Louis, according to sources coming in from there. Do you think he still has that control over the dressing room?
I think slowly but surely he's starting to lose it now because Aubameyang looks disinterested. He doesn't look bothered anymore. That intensity that we saw towards the back end of that season that wanted everyone to sign the thing. Where's that intensity gone now? He's not pressing. He's not doing enough. He's not showing enough passion, aggression. Why we wanted him to sign that contract? He looks he's not bothered and he doesn't look bothered.
Yeah.
And then, Arteta talks about non-negotiables, no players safe in the squad, no players undroppable. Well, he's completely proven that wrong because it looks like Bellerin's undroppable. Now, obviously, he's suspended, but till now, he's been undroppable for some reason. Same for Xhaka, same for Willian, same for Aubameyang. So everything that he came into the job for, that he promised the fans, what he told us, the expectations that he set for his players, they're all going down the gutter. And now he's starting to lose the dressing room, which is now becoming an even bigger problem. And if results don't change now, this is going to become a very toxic situation.
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking at it in a scenario and I'm like, well, where is Arsenal going in the next few months? Because, HJ, this is a matter of life and death. You either get up or you lose it. You understand? Because we are 15th. We either get up the table or we are staying where we were, where we are. Because things can get worse. Nobody expected us to be here. You understand?
Yeah.
It's almost half of the season. You understand?
Yeah.
So, when we make the U-turn in January, the first 5 games of the last half of the season determine where we finish. And this is what Arsenal and maybe Edu do not understand. We are not in September. We are not in August. We are not in November. We are in December, and we are close to Christmas. This is where most people will tell you a title is gonna be decided. You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't think we are starting the season. We are in the course now. We have settled in the course of the season.
I think in the next few weeks before the January window, Edu's got Edu and whoever's up there a bit above Arteta's got a huge decision to make. Do you back Arteta in the transfer window? Because if you think about it like this, Arteta, fans are half on Arteta staying going. Everyone's sitting in the middle. I think that's just my perspective. But you have people, like that. Wait one second, I have to go back in a sec.
Okay, it's fine. So that is AJ. Still speaking of Arsenal transfers and Arsenal not spending in January. I have another person. He has rectified his mic. He always wanted to come on. Hello there, bro.
Hello. Yeah.
How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah. Statements. What's your reaction on Edu's statements? I mean, he says the club is doing so well in training internally. There's a lot of quality. There is rubbish. When we meet our opponents, we are playing rubbish. And he says, trust the process. Be patient. What are your thoughts on Edu's comments?
You're supposed to play well in training, right? But you're supposed to play well on the pitch too.
Yeah.
So stop talking about training and talk about playing well on the pitch. Trust the process. They've been saying that for how long now? A lot of months.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, I'm telling you for a fact, it's really disgusting. But if we don't sign anyone in those creative positions, would you want to see who? Messi will come back, or we call back Matteo Guendouzi?
No, Ozil. He gonna bring negativity into the squad. Big man team.
If he's gonna, you might think he's gonna bring a lot of negativity, but still, he's the only player. He's the only creative spark we have right now.
So where do you think we'll finish if we don't buy the players we need in January?
Look, it's obvious. It's really obvious. Arsenal lacks creativity. Unless we change miraculously and we get Willian playing behind the strikers and he works, and then you have the fullbacks start creating more and more chances on a daily basis, maybe that would work. But if things stay the way they are, without creativity, without players stepping up, their morale dropping and dropping, I'm telling you, we cannot make it top 10. We might not get relegated as such. I understand everybody who says, Kosi, we shall not get relegated. I understand that. But still, facts are facts. We might go, we might be going in for one of the worst seasons for Arsenal if we don't spend big or wisely. I don't want to say big because Edu says we cannot sign Messi. Nobody's asking for Messi at Arsenal because Arsenal do not have the potential to sign and pay off the wages of Messi. But we can sign on some players that are, quite better than what we have and, basically needed at the club. I mean, that's my thought. That's my thought. Everybody has their own thought, and that's why I'll go down in the comment section. But guys, tell me, if we do not sign in January and Mikel Arteta is still manager, how many games do you give him next season? If you give him 2 more transfer windows.
2 more transfer windows. We said that before. We didn't give him the transfers he needed.
Yeah.
He could have get our party. He only got 1 of them. And we might even go for Lucien 5.
I was looking at that story. By the way, I wanted to do that story about Lucien 5.
Your mic.
What's wrong with my mic?
It'll break it up a little bit.
Breaking up?
Yeah.
Is it still breaking up?
No.
It's fine, eh? Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. So January, basically, what are your thoughts on January? I mean, what should our January look like, in your opinion? What should Arsenal's January look like? Should it be one transfer window where we silent as usual? Did you expect it to be a different January? What did you think, based on the performance and what's happening at Arsenal? What did you think of this January transfer window?
I expected to be quiet.
Poor.
Or we might sign some championship players like Sa. Yeah, Sa.
Okay, let me just look at the comments here. I don't know where Arsenal is going. Emi says, because you said this. Yeah, I told you so. It's not going to be easy for Arsenal signing players. I told you. Your thoughts on the Europa League draw? Not very confident with the states we are in. Europa League, I told you yesterday, I had my thoughts. The problem, I didn't do a video. A single video about my Europa League draws. But I told you that against Benfica, it's going to depend. How do we improve? How much are we going to improve? Because we are playing Benfica, one of the best sides there in the Europa League now. So it's a big test ahead. But it will depend on how we prepare. We still have some time. We are playing them in is it January? Is it February? So we have some time to prepare. You get me? So it will depend on how we prepare. I mean, if Benfica find us the way they are, basically they beat our second team, but they can also beat our first team. So we are literally out right now. But if we are believing in the process Edu is talking about, if we just get to our senses, because right now I know everybody at Arsenal is not in their senses, especially when you hear the statements Edu made. It's sure that it's clear that everybody at Arsenal there is not in their right state of mind. But if we get into our right state of mind and we think about it and we're like, okay, guys, what do we do? Where do we go from here? The fact is we can rectify that situation. We go into that Europa League game and we are favorites. We are bigger than Benfica. Everybody knows that. But right now, that kind of football can't beat Benfica. When Arsenal concede, they have lost. That kind of football, that kind of philosophy cannot beat Benfica. It's a matter of fact. Real talk. You can't beat Benfica when you concede 1-0 and you have already lost, because it's a must they have to score. It's a must they have to score against you. So that means every 1-0 is going to be a loss. Benfica, no. Right now, we can't beat Benfica. We can't push up Benfica. It's either we rectify the situation at Arsenal or we are out. I'm telling you. Bro, what do you think about that Europa League draw? I mean, we drew Benfica. It's not the easiest of draws. No, it's not the luckiest of draws, though.
I think Benfica will win.
Arsenal boards, the ones causing the disastrous things going on Arsenal. Arteta has no mouth in Arsenal. Now, Arteta is a puppet. You don't expect your manager.
Arteta's the one making the team sheet, playing Bellerin.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Saliba might not even come back to Arsenal.
Yeah.
And they said Lucas Torreira is coming back.
Donatus, the board is a problem because they appoint the manager, they buy the players, they guide everything at the club. So I do not disagree with you. I can't disagree with you. The board has always been causing the trouble at Arsenal. It's the board. The board has always caused that trouble. Holding out Bellerin out Xhaka to be sold. Saka will be loan Ozil free. Szoboszlai and Josema want to come team to buy striker like Ings or Gomez. That is Farah. Timothy Martinez says May said he said so because he is not seeing any improvement from Arteta. So he thinks he thinks even if he buys players, it's a big waste. I mean, he said trust Arteta. He said he's a great manager and he's doing so well internally. Big up Adamu. If you look at Arsenal players, first, no one is showing happiness on the face, especially Alba, Laka, Willian, El Neni. Everyone is not showing smiley face. There's a reason behind, and maybe it's our manager. I don't know. I don't believe Mikel Arteta is causing all that distress, but I know his playing tactics are. But the problem we have is that we have tried, we have started building a whole big project around Mikel Arteta. Get me? The players are coming in on the basis of Mikel Arteta. The players that we are staying with are staying on the basis of Mikel Arteta, and the players that are leaving the club are also leaving them because of Mikel Arteta. So it's sure that Arteta has already decided, and Arsenal has decided, that Arteta is the next big thing at the club. I thought you supported Manchester United. That's Jaden. That is what you thought. So you are wrong. You're wrong. You have asked me that question so many times, Jaden. You were wrong. Thank you so much. Kosi on Benfica, Arsenal will not win. I will not win, but Arsenal will win. But to 16th, I don't think we will pass. I mean, Benfica is a tricky side, really tricky side. Look at the results we are getting against Burnley, against Southampton. There is no evidence. There is no evidence you can use. There is no evidence whatsoever you can use to say that we are going to beat Benfica. No evidence. Absolutely no evidence. You want to believe? Yeah, you can believe that we can beat them. But truthfully, is it happening? I don't believe it's happening. Southampton is going to beat Arsenal, and if we don't do what's right, we will lose to Benfica and get kicked out of the UEFA Europa League. I even don't care about the Europa League because I think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. We are not going to win it. That is, clear. We're not going to win it. The quality we have and the quality, of the teams we are versing is quite clear. We can't win it. So maybe we are just keeping ourselves busy there, getting some results. We were pretty lucky that we had, we never got the group of death. Imagine if you had a group of death, if we're in the same group with, AC Milan or something. Because I like you, but supporting Arsenal is stress. I'm telling you, Edwin, one thing that is so hard these days is standing by the side of Arsenal. One day, they're saying the manager is okay. The other day, they're saying the players are fine. I mean, this is a dictatorship now that everybody sees. There is no negotiation at Arsenal. They have, they have held the, the fans hostage. It's very clear, pretty clear. No negotiation. They're no longer saying, because under Arsene Wenger, what the case was, by now the transfer rumors would be circulating. Why? To keep fans off the bad performance at the pitch, of the bad results. So by now we'll be linked with almost 100 players. It was the norm then that Arsenal was the club that was most linked to many players every transfer window. That was the case. Now it has changed. You get me? Now it has changed. Now it is Arsenal, it is Arsenal now linked less to players and trying to fraud around with fans that, things are going to be all right. Everything is okay. The players are fine. The managers are fine. The manager is fine. The body is okay. There is no more lies. No more lies, because the lies have ended. The fans are now very pretty clear of the situation at Arsenal. They know that the manager is a puppet, the sporting director is a puppet, and the board is full of puppets subscribing to the process. So what is happening is the football club has decided now, whether you want or not, whether you support Arsenal or leave it, this is the situation. And that's why EDU has the guts and energy to come out and speak like that to the fans. You get me? He says, we are doing well in training. I can see the quality in training. The results don't matter. Really? An Arsenal sporting director. Arsenal has over 1 million subscribers. Is it 1 million? Going to 2 million subscribers on YouTube. And you put out such crap. Our website, one of the most followed. And you put out such crap. So it's really painful to support Arsenal. I do understand your pain, Mark. The main problem is the board, but also Arteta is not serious. He doesn't have a plan B. Arteta is not a manager. I'm telling you for facts. Arteta is not a manager. Arteta was a coach that was at Manchester City under Pep Guardiola, and they were getting very good results because those results are courtesy of Guardiola. He was not with Guardiola in Germany. Guardiola was getting the results apart from the Champions League. He was not with Guardiola in Spain. Guardiola was doing well. So those results were not courtesy of Mikel Arteta. They were courtesy of Guardiola's brilliance as a manager. That's why people don't understand. They don't want to accept that. Give him time. What is he going to turn around? When is he going to turn it around? What is he going to turn around? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Telling you facts, I'm not impressed. Hashtag Arteta out. I still have problems pronouncing your name, but I think it is Sashugai, something like that. Edwin says, the reason why I say so, because look at the past game, the last game, player lost so much temper. Granit Xhaka. Yeah, you would understand that. You would understand the frustration is there. Xhaka has always been frustrated, and he called back Xhaka, so he's to blame. And at times I ask myself, they are saying these players are not Mikel Arteta players. But who called back Granit Xhaka? Who called back Granit Xhaka? You could ask yourself that. It was Mikel Arteta who called back Granit Xhaka. Because 2 years ago, when this man made a stupid mistake, I don't want to call it a mistake, a stupid decision to put off the Arsenal jersey and step on it, he had to leave. He had to leave. So Arteta comes in and he says, okay, I'm giving him a second chance. He starts selecting him every game. Same with Bellerin. Last season, he had last summer, he had a chance to leave the club, and Arteta says, no, I want him out. I want him at the club. So these are his players. You get me? These are his players. These players are not for any other manager. Because if he wanted a new right back, he should have let Bellerin go. If he wanted another midfielder, he should have let Xhaka go, but he pleaded with him to stay. So for me, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense when people come out here and say Arsenal what. No, Arteta is to blame for the shit that's happening because most of the players there had the chance to leave. He refused. He let Guendouzi go. Xhaka is strangling people. He's stepping onto the Arsenal jersey and is letting him to stay. There's no excuse there. Those Arsenal are good. Those Arsenal are good players, but they look to missing good coaching. If you give the coach, like Everton, they'll bring in the best results. That's not true, Timothy. We have a lot of deadwood. We have a lot of bad players in that team that are known to the level of Arsenal. And this time, that's why at times I'll tell you that Arteta needs a complete squad overall. Xhaka cannot play at Everton, can he? He can. He doesn't have the quality. Mohamed Elneny cannot fit in Everton. He's a good player. He has a good work rate, good spirit, but it's just not good enough, right? Socrates cannot defend that ball in the Premier League. He's not Premier League material. He is not an Arsenal standard. Rob Holding is not Arsenal standard. Bellerin is not Arsenal standard. He's not even a footballer. So these players you're defending right now that they lack a good coach. No, I'm not with you, Timothy. I'm not with you. I just don't believe that these players are good enough. Alexander Lacazette is finished. Allow me to say that. He is finished. We're not going to see an Alexander Lacazette who scores 30 goals. I don't think. I just don't think. If you tell me Aubameyang, I'll agree. Saka, I'll agree. Maybe Ceballos, I can think about it. But there are some players who are totally finished, brother. They are totally finished. You tell me Kolasinac lacks coaching, he's going to come back? No way. No way, no way. Arteta has got the good kinds of to be a manager, but he's making mistakes. Bring back Guendouzi, Torreira, Ozil, and Saliba, then we can try to save this season. He was in the transfer summer trying to blabber around with the squad, and he released two quality midfielders and replaced him with one player who is now injured. Because at Arsenal, nobody understands football apart from the manager. I don't believe Edu understands football. From his statements, I just don't believe he understands football. Because if you can say that training is good, results are bad, we don't, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna save myself from that crap. The reason we are not up with Liverpool and City is because they have better board and recruitment. Our scouting and recruitment is poor. Our board is backing Mikel Arteta, but he is bad. Board puts 200 to 300 million. Ojo. One of my favorite YouTubers is called Sam Spade, and he uses the name Ojo in his videos. I'm trying to find the laugh. I'm trying to find the laugh. Liverpool and their scouting. Actually, Liverpool, they don't do a lot of scouting. They don't do. Salah was a trauma. He had a good season. They brought him in. Mane had a brilliant season at Southampton. They brought him in. They brought in Virgil van Dijk after a very good season at Southampton. They brought in Jota after a very good season at Wolves. So they don't do a lot of scouting. They're not going to bring you names you have never heard of. But for us, I don't know what happened. I don't know what really happened to this football club. Xhaka doesn't respect the club. This is the second time he costs the club. The disrespect in Arsenal is surely non-defendable. I can't defend him. I would want to, but I can't. The reason We took that. Is there a difference between the team that finished 8th and the current team? Wasike. Big man question. Is there a difference? Yeah. This current squad is worse. Because last season, we had a box-to-box midfielder in Matteo Genduzi, who he thought was a little bit crappy, but he used to do his thing. He used to pass that ball better than any other player could do. We had a backup player in Lucas Torreira who could at times start or come from the bench, and he could, create an impact. We had Mesut Ozil. He was a creative spark in there. Pepe was getting better and better by the time the season ended. Saka was at his prime. He made it to one of the best players in the Arsenal, one of the 3. Ban Leno was at his best before he got injured. And then we had a backup goalkeeper who was better than any starting goalkeeper in the league, Martinez. So clearly, last season, there's so many positives to take away. This season, I haven't seen so many positives. Maybe Partey and Gabriel. I think last season's problem was defending. Only one. This season, we have combined 2 big problems, and they're hurting us. That is it. But trust the process. When is this going to stop? That is a seller. I'm telling you, and actually it has become worse. It has worsened. I want to do a Kroenke out episode. I don't know when it should come. But look, this thing has worsened for one reason or 2. Now, the people who believe in the process have recruited a manager they can control, a puppet, and they have also recruited a sporting director who cannot question the manager. So it's like they have it all. They have it all. Incredible sins. Incredible sins. They have it all. Arsenal is finished. I'm starting my series. It's gonna be. Let us do it at midnight or 10 or 11. Arsenal is finished. It's gonna be in episodes. Arsenal is finished. Episode 1, episode 2. It's gonna be coming out. So make sure you check it out. It's gonna be at exactly. I'm going to be uploading it every day at exactly 11 p.m. starting today. Ojo, I took that comment. Hekasi, I already said Kroenke is our problem because he don't want to invest in the club. Let him sell off the club for an hour for our fun like Dangote. Yeah, it's true. Arsenal need a national man. I understand, and I do agree. Arsenal need a national man. There's no way you're going to have a board led by an executive or owner who doesn't care about the club. Have you seen Leicester City? Leicester City, before their rest in peace, their boss died off in a plane crash. They look like a team that was going to be relegated. Hell no. They turned around and won the league. From there, they're now title contenders. They're title pretenders. It feels so good to be it feels so good to be a title pretender because not so many clubs can make it as title pretenders. And Leicester City are. One day they do it, another day, no Champions League. Because this season, I'm telling you by matter of fact, they can make it to the Champions League if they want. Spurs can win the league, Liverpool second, Chelsea can make it to third, and Leicester City can make it to fourth, battling it out with United. That is it. I mean, that's the end of the story, right? Arsenal is getting relegated. No, they make players better. What do you think? What do you mean by that? Arteta isn't the issue. Believe me, it's easy to blame him. It's easy to blame him. It's easy to blame him like you'd blame any other manager. But he's making it easier for us to blame him. Why? Let me just put away this. I don't know why this put this thing so close to my studio. Okay. So yeah, I know it's easy to blame Mikel Arteta, but he's making it too easy to blame him. He's making it so easy to blame him. Why do you choose Bellerin when you have Cedric? Why do you choose who's that? Xhaka when he is not good enough? That's why people want him out. Not because he's so much of a bad manager. Not because he came with bad problems with Arsenal. Not because he's the worst. But he's not learning from his mistakes. Playing Bellerin at Arsenal is a mistake. I'm telling you this for a fact. Playing Bellerin is a mistake. And you still do it. You've got to be blamed then. Edu's statement is complicated. You can't say that training is good, but results are bad. I was just having a laugh. Edu is mad. Edu is mad. How dare you say that? How dare you say that we have very good training, but very bad results? Can you even say, isn't he ashamed of saying such stupid things? Big up, David, bro. Big up. Guendouzi was the best player at Arsenal. Best player that Arsenal, that's Arsenal season, stats wise. Even if he wasn't our best player, I'm telling you this. Even if Guendouzi haven't been our best player, the fact that he was one of the best makes him stay. I know he had problems. He refused to apologize or something like that. If you're letting him out, replace him well. But we couldn't replace him well. You can't replace a player. Why do you let them out? Simple talk. Why do you let them out? Arteta was blind. Remember the preseason where we were in America and toying with Barca, Madrid. I still remember that Arsenal side when I think we still had Arsene Wenger. We were so good at preseason. I still remember Arsenal was so dangerous in preseason. We could beat anyone in those preseason games. But right now, nah, we can't beat anyone. We just can't beat anyone. We were so dangerous in preseasons. I still remember. Even if Arteta is bad, but where is the board? They don't want to spend much. Let me ask, is having a scouting team? You're asking if Arsenal have a scouting team. We do, bro. We do have a scouting team. And they're doing a brilliantly rubbish job at Arsenal. I still remember we had an Arsenal side that was one of the best at scouting. Nasri, Rosicky, getting those players. Still remember the Olivier Giroud. All those were spotted players. But right now, can you even say it? They need to help him. Probably they do. Probably they do not. Arteta can get on the pitch and score for them. We are different. Finished far from last season. Everyone said we was getting relegated. Did we? Did we change the manager? Yes, we did. Did we change the manager last season? Yes, we did. Are we changing the manager this season? No, we are not, according to sources. I mean, according to Edu, sporting director. Arsenal can't get, Arteta can get on the pitch and score for them. Maybe. There is one issue happening in Arsenal team that makes me be very annoyed. It's buying worn-out players from Chelsea team. They never help Arsenal anymore. And by this reason, Arsenal is finished. I understand your pain, bro. But someone is already saying that. I feel your pain, bro. Supporting Arsenal has really been hard since 1999. Same problem. But this season, is the worst season ever. This season, we have lost lots of dead wood that can hardly come alive. I've been telling these boys that are part of the Courses Arsenal army that it's really very hard. Very, very hard to imagine that we are supporting Arsenal in 15th. But some wallards will tell you, no, Kosi, the season is still on. Tottenham are first, top 4. The season is still on. Chelsea is top 4. The season is still on. Southampton is top 5. The season is still on. United is just points from being table leaders. The season is still on. You get me? Nobody is saying that the season is finished. We are saying we are performing badly. Don't change the narrative. The narrative is that we are shit. That's the narrative. The narrative is known that Arsenal has finished the season in 15th. And what if we do? Some Arsenal fans are just crap. I'm telling you. Some Arsenal fans are just real crap. Chelsea versus Arsenal, they will play very soon. Who do you think will win the match? Marvis. That's your name. Look, Chelsea have not beaten any side in the top 10. And we are in the lower bottom half of the table. So that gives them a chance. How many teams among the top 10 have we beaten as Arsenal? We beat Manchester United. Yeah. We beat Fulham. They are not in top 10. We beat West Ham. They are not in top 10, right? Sheffield is not in top 10. So it's hard to believe that we can beat Chelsea. It would be miraculous. It would be so miraculous for us to beat Chelsea. And I would be absolutely surprised. It's easier to blame one guy than 11 players. I don't blame Mikel Arteta alone. I don't blame Mikel Arteta alone. I see no reason why a normal coach can get rid of Guendouzi, Ozil, and Torreira and still want to buy players who does that. He is useless. Yeah. If Partey wasn't injured, he would start over Xhaka. If Pepe wasn't injured, he would start over Willian. Now, this season, Willian has started more games than Pepe. Pepe is not injured. He's on a red card. He's just on a red card. And he has played all Europa League games and he has been doing well. So, still, you can't defend Arteta on that. It is better we use the under-23 in exchange for the first team. Arsenal fans. Bellerin, I understand. It was a bad move for Arteta. Yeah, thank you so much for understanding. Thank you so much for understanding. Now I can see. You see, we are Arsenal fans. We are all Arsenal fans. We want the best for this football club. I'm telling you, facts are facts. All of us want the best for this football club. Absolutely no one will say that, I want Arsenal to lose this game. I want Arsenal to be 15th. We are all Arsenal fans, but we can see that there are problems the manager is causing and there are problems that are ahead of the coach. Thank you so much. I appreciate that you can concede. Hi, man. What has Edu said? I can see meltdown everywhere. Glenn, please come on if you're in the chat. Please come on. Link is there. We discussed that. Come on. Link is in the chat. Come on. Emery's first season. He blinded us. He never had one of the one of the worst seasons. He started poorly. I still remember he started poorly because I think it took us some time to get our first win, which came against West Ham. I still remember it came against West Ham. So, but everybody understood it was the post-Wenger era. Get me? It was the post-Wenger era, and it wasn't gonna be easy to take over from Arsene Wenger. You could understand that, but now, Kosi, I agree with you on Bellerin issue, but who can be consistent when Cedric plays one game and is nowhere to be seen for some weeks? I hope we can get Aaron from Norwich. I don't think Arsenal is going to go for Max Aarons. He's a brilliant player, talent, and I love the Arsenal fans. They are very good spotting, scouts. You're very good at scouting, but truth is, nah. We can't get Max Aarons. I'll be one of the happiest people. Let me just stretch a bit. Okay, there. So I'll be one of the happiest people if Arsenal went in for Max Aarons, because I know the quality of that boy. Bayern, Barcelona were fighting for him. That is his quality. He is a quality player. But Arsenal is not thinking about that. We want to have a crisis in the right back position for 10 damn years. Then we can bring in another player. By that time, Max Aarons will be 33 or 32. So Arsenal, look, this is the way we do our business. Arsenal is a club that waits for a crisis to hit a certain area of the team, and then they're like, oh, the midfield is so crappy. I won't be surprised if Arsenal don't sign any impactful midfielder this season, and then we wait until the summer. And someone has said Arsenal is planning for the 2021 summer. That's a lie. These stories were coming out under Arsene Wenger. The Arsenal, whenever we lost a game, Arsenal is now linked to Karim Benzema. Whenever we had a score drought on the front line, Arsenal want Gonzalo Higuain. They are ready to pay 60 million. You still remember? So no hopes for Max Aarons. He's gonna make it to Barcelona or Bayern maybe. Lucas Podolski. I loved his left foot. It was thunderous, real thunder. But again, not that quality of a player. But as a squad player, I loved him. If he could be a squad player. I know he wanted to start all the games. But again, Podolski, you can't compare him to these players now. Podolski was a different kind of player. He was gonna shoot from outside the box. He was going to do all those great things. He was a different kind of player. Different kind of player. And you blame, and you blame Hector Bella too much. It also shows that you hate, that you have hate traits. This is Ivo Bellerin. I have hate against Bellerin. I don't see any hate I have against Hector Bellerin. Facts are facts. I don't see my hate against Bellerin, because if I had, I'll be. If I hate you, I don't put your name out, out of my mouth. I don't love him as a player, but I'm on good terms with him as a person. Ed is just using Arsenal to do business. The club does not have the fans' interest at heart. Arteta is too small and inexperienced to coach a club like Arsenal. That is Mark Austin. Glenn, I remember very well Emery's in his track shoot. 15th is crazy. 15th is no longer crazy now. We are getting used. 15th is no longer crazy. No longer crazy. We deserve to be there. It's no longer crazy. Glenn, everything Arsenal best performance I have seen in such a long time. Remember the battle with Real Madrid where they won on penalties. Those good moments. I believe Arsenal can get top 4. Yes, I made suspended. That was my that's the link. That's the link if you want to join in. Didn't Emery go 10 games unbeaten? I still remember that run. Hi, Kosi. I'm Shan from Kampala. I think the coach should start with Smith as a creative midfielder. He has good passing skill. Thank you so much, Shan. I do appreciate so much. Cedric is better than Bellerin. Genduzi is better than El Neni. And Ceballos. Ozil is better than Willock. These players who led us in the victories last season, and they are out of the squad right now. It's understandable. It's the squad we have. It's the manager. Cedric should start over Bellerin. At least he can take a throw and cross a ball. Soft Media. Hi, brother. How are you, my brother? Oh, by the way, this reminds me. Kosi's WhatsApp group is in the link is in the description of this video. Is it? It is. And my phone number, the WhatsApp phone number, is also in the description. So anything you want to ask, anything, you can also go through my my Facebook page, Kosi's Arsenal Podcast. Follow me on Instagram. It's Kosi's Arsenal Podcast. I mean, so many things out there. I'm so heartbroken, bro. Arsenal being in that position makes me hide my face when we are coming up. When are we coming up? Other club fans are making fun of me. You better get used. You better get used. You know, when you have a manager and a club that are not learning from their past mistakes or previous mistakes, that means the fan base has to suffer. So you better get used. I cannot say that Arsenal is not going to come back. I mean, I'll be totally ridiculous if I say that. You know, it would be totally ridiculous if I say that. But then you ask yourself, if Arsenal is coming back, when is that going to be? Are we going to come back? Are we going to come back as a football club? Yeah, we shall come back because I know we have the potential to do so. But it's quite interesting. It's quite so much of interesting. Yeah, so interesting. Big up Anthony Allen. Anthony Allen, big up my brother. I enjoy seeing Arsenal in this situation. That is Duncan. I mean, every non-Arsenal fan wants to see Arsenal in this situation. Yesterday I was watching the Stratford Paddock. It's a United channel. Don't ask me why I was watching it, because I love football. And my second channel, Kosi Talks Football, please do subscribe there. I'm going to be dropping links in the description. How the hell did I forget that? Second channel is Kosi Talks Football. Let me build another good army. Like, I enjoy the Kosi's Arsenal podcast. So if I can, build another second channel called Kosi Talks Football, we shall be talking about every club, transfers, player ratings of other clubs. So I don't get bored with this Arsenal. You know. So I understand I understand where your happiness comes from. I was so happy when United was kicked out of the the Champions League. I was so happy. I was like, yeah. I was happy when Chelsea lost. I was happy when Tottenham drew. But that doesn't make us any better. And if you're a United fan, you better focus on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Because we being in 15th doesn't make Ole Gunnar Solskjaer any better. Telling you facts. So you might be happy because we are here, but pray that your Arsenal, your club doesn't, get into the same shit. We don't have to spend in Jan. We have the squad depth. Anthony, there are two things. One, you don't understand what it means to be squad depth. To have squad depth, you don't understand that. Second, you're not an Arsenal fan. You're a Spurs fan. I think. That's what I think. There is no Arsenal fan who's going to say such a ridiculous statement. I'm sorry. This statement is quite ridiculous. Arsenal have squad depth when even we don't have a quite enough, good enough starting 11. Then you're thinking about, squad depth. Let me tell you, squad depth is not having many players because we have them. We have a whole under 23. It can play for Arsenal. We have a whole bunch of 25 registered players in the Premier League. That is not what squad depth means. Squad depth is the way you look at City. They have a Bernardo Silva who can play where Kevin De Bruyne plays, who can play where Ike Gundogan plays. They have a Rodri, and on the bench they have an Ike Gundogan. They have Aguero not playing, but they have Jesus starting. That is what you call squad depth. Now, don't fool yourself and don't fool the chat. People in the chat, 55 of them, they are here to watch opinions and share opinions, and then you tell them that Arsenal had squad depth. How many of you agree? People in the chat, how many of you agree? Let us disagree or agree on this. I'm saying Arsenal is not having any squad depth because we don't have quality players, enough of them to make it to the starting 11. When Partey got injured, you don't have a player to replace him. You lose Gabriel, you don't have a player to replace him. You lose Kian Tierney, you don't have a player to replace them. You lose Leno, you don't have a quality player in that position. You lose Aubameyang, you don't have a quality player in that position. And you're telling me Arsenal have squad depth? What the fuck is this? This is the worst comment I've taken on my channel. This is so boring. It's a boring comment. Please retrieve it. No. I do not agree. I don't want to rant. But please don't make me rant. We need Mikel Arteta to leave the club. He must go. This is Omar. Yusuf says, let Arteta use these short numbers. 1, 6, 7, 3, 14, 17, 19, than having 11 players on the pitch. I understand your point. I pretty do understand. Better play Aziz than Xhaka. This is I was watching TROOPZ on TROOPZ TV, and he was so furious. He says you would rather have Aziz than Granit Xhaka. Now it's quite not fair, to throw Aziz into lions because the Premier League is really full of scavengers. They're gonna hurt him. But trust me, you would rather play Aziz than Xhaka. Let me just close my eyes and say to you, I would rather play Aziz than play Granit Xhaka. That man is so ridiculous. His way of playing football is so ridiculous. Ridiculous. Absolute ridiculous. You just can't believe that Granit Xhaka falls into the neck of someone at the age of 28. He is Switzerland captain. Who the fuck does that? Who the fuck does that? He doesn't deserve to be anywhere close to this Arsenal side. I'm telling you. He doesn't. My brother, I love the topics you bring. It's so amazing, and continue doing that. And may God bless you, my guy. Thank you so much, Avo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We need a good mixture of youth and first team starting Premier League games. If he stops rewarding bad performances from the likes of William Jack. Brilliant. I was waiting for this. I can end the stream now because I have people who understand what we are talking about. I'm telling you, I can end the stream now. 1 hour and 15. I can end it because you need to stop rewarding bad performances. Where in the world have you seen a manager being credited, you know, for playing the worst talent? I mean, doesn't make sense. Even if you are not backed in this, in the summer, even if you're crazy, do one thing: select the best players. I'm telling you, the managers I've seen, they just select the best players and the players do their own thing. I'm telling you, big man thing. You need to start bringing in the best players you have. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Brilliant. So brilliant. I know that emoji. I understand where it's coming from. Arteta, it's time to go. Enough is enough. Allegri in now. I'm really don't want to. I'm really not wanting to talk about that right now. Davy says, James, I feel like Kroenke goes. I feel like Kroenke goes and Dangote goes in, and Arteta goes and Allegri in. We don't spend in January. We sell Deadwood in summer and swap them with best players. Arteta out, Edu out, Kroenke out. Big man thing, David. Big man thing. Big man thing. Because thank you for your great news of Arsenal every day and the love you show to your fans. It's all good, bro. We love you too. Thank you so much, Emmy. By the way, Emmy, I picked you, Emmy, as one of my people who always comment on my videos. That's how I got to know you. Even before I was streaming, because I've started streaming barely a week now. Streaming again. I picked you as one of those people who really comment and engage with the post. So thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Do really appreciate. James, of course, I got this. Really, they don't have mature players which team can see and other clubs also fear. Yeah, it's true. It's true. You feel like Arsenal doesn't have that threat. It poses to the opponent. Let me just talk about that and then replay to Anthony Arsenal has gone enough squad. Let me talk about that as we wind up. Yeah, let me talk about that as we wind up. We are going to play Southampton, right? We are going to play Southampton. Let me just look out for that. Southampton, right? And I'm going to drop the match preview. So this is not the match preview. I'm going to drop the match preview. I just want to share this screen so that you guys can see. Share screen. Chroma tab. Arsenal. There we go. Okay. There we go. So this is... Let me just put it on like this. Okay. I hope you can see now. So this is the Premier League table. This is the Premier League table. Spurs is at the top. Liverpool second. Leicester City. Big man thing. Real talk. They're third. 24 points. 1 point like this, my brother. 1 point like this. 1 point like this of Tottenham. They have a goal difference of 9, actually. Same goal difference with Liverpool. Southampton, the ones we are playing, fourth, 24 points collected. You get me? 24. Actually, I was thinking about uploading the match preview, but let us do live. Let us do it live, the match preview. How do you see? Let's do the match preview live. So they have won 3 out of their last 5 games. 1 draw, 1 loss. Let us look for Arsenal slowly. We are 15th on the table. We have 1 point out of the last 5 games. The clubs ahead of us, which is Wolves, they have collected 4 points out of the last 5. Leeds has collected 4 out of the last 5. Brighton has collected 5 points out of the last 5 games. Burnley, who is below us, have collected them. This is 6, 7, 8 points out of the last 5 games. Even Fulham have collected 3 more points than Arsenal in the last 5 games. Even West Brom have collected more points than Arsenal in their last 5 games. We are only better than Sheffield. So probably the table should be 20th, Sheffield, 19th, Arsenal. Big man talk. Big man talk. This is real talk. No, I'm not going against Arsenal. You know that. I love my club. Let us just look at the performances we have had. Okay, here we go. After beating Manchester United 1-0, we got excited. We came and lost to Aston Villa 3-0. We had a 0-0 draw with Leeds. We had a 2-1 loss to Wolves. 2-0 against Spurs. That's a loss. 1-0 against Burnley. You get me? But my interest is in Southampton, not Arsenal. It's in Southampton. Here we go. Here we go. So let us try to compare these players you're seeing on my screen with those of Arsenal. At least those that we know. Right? Danny Ings. Do you compare right now, if you're preparing for a match, would you prepare for Danny Ings or would you prepare for Aubameyang or Lacazette or Edin Ketia? It's Danny Ings. Theo Walcott is better than any other Arsenal forward right now. They have Che Adams, Yannick Vestergaard, James Ward-Prowse. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. This Arsenal is crap. Kyle Walker-Peters, Stuart Armstrong. So these are the Southampton players this season. You can see. You can see Southampton. They are 4th. They are 4th. The problem is that I can't get their lineup. But I would have showed you. Their last result is 3-0 against Sheffield. But they also beat Brighton on Monday, 2-1. They lost to Manchester United, where I thought it was their own foolishness. They should have won that one. They had a 1-1 draw with Wolves. They beat Newcastle. They beat Everton. And they beat Aston Villa. What more evidence do you need? They had a 3-0 draw with Chelsea. They beat West Brom. You get me? They beat Burnley. Okay, they were humiliated by Spurs. That was not good. That was not good. They lost to Crystal Palace. Okay, that's just understandable. But you see, they have not been. They have not been that crap. They've been so good. They have been so good. You know, they're a side that, you know, you look at and you're like, yeah, they deserve to be where they are. This season, Arsenal, we have played 12 games. We have played 12 games. We have, there you go, 4 wins, 1 draw, 7 losses. We have scored 10 goals. We have 15 conceded and a negative 5 goal difference. The points are 13. I'm really not understanding. I can't pick up where Arsenal is good. I just can't pick up. Look at that situation. And then you say Arsenal won't spend. Now, why don't you spend? What's the reason Arsenal is not going to spend? Negative 5 goal difference. The same negative goal difference with Leeds and Wolves. Newcastle have a better goal difference. Okay, these ones are worse than us. Right. So let us look at the goals scored. We have scored 10 goals this season. 10 goals this season, right? Leeds have scored 7 more goals than us. Wolves have scored 11. Newcastle, let us come from the bottom. Sheffield have scored 5 goals. That means we have scored 5 goals more than Sheffield. West Brom, second last, they have scored 9 goals this season. No, 8. Actually, Sheffield has scored 11 goals. No. Should be getting this right. 5. West Brom 9. Fulham has scored more. What the fuck is this? Yeah, has scored more goals than Arsenal. More goals. Fulham is in relegation. Burnley, they have scored, very few goals. Very few. Yeah, you understand. Very few. 6. Brighton, who are just below us by 3 points, they have a negative 6 and they have scored 15 goals and conceded 21. So, by the look of things so far, how many clubs have we scored more goals than in this season? 1, 2, 3 clubs. You come up the table. Leeds have scored 17. Wolves have scored 11. Newcastle 14. Crystal Palace 18. Aston Villa 21. City have scored 17. United have scored 19. Everton have scored 21. West Ham have scored 20. The Londoners, Chelsea, have scored 25. Sutton 24. Leicester City 24. And 27 goals from Liverpool. We have seen 24 goals from Tottenham Hotspur. So, in the league, we have scored more goals than Sheffield, West Brom, and Burnley. I'm having a laugh. I'm having a laugh. But what are the kind of players we are using? Let's go here. How many of these players are good at Arsenal? Let us try to rate them. Let me try to rate them. Right? Let me rate some of these players. Mesut Ozil is not playing. Aubameyang this season has scored 2 goals. He has scored 2 goals in the whole season, in the whole campaign. One was a penalty, and the other was a beautiful thank you for the contract against Fulham. So, out of 10, how much do you give Aubameyang in the chat? How much would you give Aubameyang? Because for me, it's obvious. I want to give him 0 out of 10 this season. So far. 0 out of 10. How much do you give Aubameyang? The next player is Thomas Partey. And it's quite clear The Partey has been one of our best, if not the best midfielder we have at the side. How much do I give Partey? The times he has appeared on the pitch, I'm impressed. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Willian is dreadful. Dreadful. Against United, against Fulham, those were the games he played, and against Wolves. 3 games like this. The rest, he has been absolutely crap. Willian, how much do I, how can I give? If I give Aubameyang a 0, I give Willian 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. Real man thing. Nicola Pepe in the Premier League, I haven't seen him so much. I remember the cracker he scored, not a cracker, but a beautiful carved goal against Sheffield United. It was a beautiful goal, by the way. Beautiful. Big up Pepe, man. In the Premier League this season, he hasn't done anything, really. And against Leeds, when I thought he was ready to come on, he was more and more continuing with his, stupid crap. 1 out of 10, Premier League. Martinelli has not played. Saliba has not played. Gabriel Magalhaes, the best player at the side this season. So far, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. I think he is one of the quality players in the side. Mohamed El Neni, great performance against Manchester United. A poor performance against Burnley. I don't want to blame him so much. I don't think he has got so much of playing time. 2 out of 10. Xhaka, 0 out of 10. Nothing you have done, my brother. I'm telling you. There is nothing you have done, Granit Xhaka, to deserve anything. Nothing. Real, big man thing. Nothing. So Xhaka there gets a 0. 0. There's no way I can back him. I can't even rate him. Bukayo Saka, the next other player who I thought has been quite different, Arsenal as a side, and altogether trying to put together the small pieces he has of a little bit of creativity to bring it on the table so that Arsenal can survive what you would call where did this thing go? So Saka there, he gets a 5 out of 10. He has missed a couple of chances. There are times when I thought Saka should have scored. And if he had scored against City, if he had scored against which other side was that? Where we got a late, was it Leeds? Yeah, so he has had a couple of games where we has had chances and he didn't take them. That's why I'm not really impressed with him. But I don't say my man is bad. I'm not saying my man is bad. I'm giving him a 5, but I know he's a good one. He's a good one. Danny Ceballos, another manager man, another manager's man. He loves him so much, gives him all the time. But is he worth the time? Is he proving that he's worth the time? Answer is no. Not really. So how much do I give Danny Ceballos? I give him a 1 out of 10 this season. Alexander Lacazette, very good start. Very, very good start to the season. I know. I could think like Lacazette was let down by the manager. A player has very good 3 good games, 4 good games, at the start of the season. Then you drop him for no reason and you bring in Edin Ketia. That was stupid, man. That's stupid. But Lacazette, he has also missed a couple of chances against Liverpool, against Burnley. You're a real striker, man. You're a real striker. You got to, get up there. But I'll give him a 3. I think he has even improved, a little bit. A 3 would work for him. Kiantiani, the best fullback we have at the side, gets an 8 out of 10. He's a real man. He's a real man. 8 out of 10. No comments about him. Eddie has been coming on. Eddie Nketiah has been coming on for us, no, on a couple of occasions. Eddie gets a 2. He scored against West Ham. He gets a 2. Leno, the goals we have conceded, he's not to blame so much. But there are times when I felt like he was missing in action. I'll give him a 5. David Louis, the games he has played, he has been extremely brilliant. Those little games he has played. 5. Hector Bellerin, dreadful. Dreadful. Man is taking foul throws. Everything. No. Bellerin, no. Not impressed. 0. Ainsley, not much of action. Cedric, not much of action in the Premier League. Pablo Mari, still the same. Florian Balogun, he's not playing. I still ask myself why he's not playing football. Rob Holding, the other defender who's making it regularly to Arsenal is Rob Holding, and it's dreadful. I'll give him a 3 out of 10. Sid Kolasinac, I don't have your time. I just don't have your time. The rest are youngsters. Chambers has been injured. I mean, the rest are youngsters. So, with these players, guys, where would we finish? Where would you suggest Arsenal will finish with this kind of players? My opinion, we could finish around 10th, 11th, 9th. That could be the spot. No hard feelings. That could be the spot where I finish. I love Arsenal. I mean, it's my side. I want it to prosper, but still, again, nah, not really. So if you look at the news, Ian Wright tells Mikel Arteta to drop 2 Arsenal stars for Southampton clash. Let us just look at the problem with football. They're going to take a lot of time, but let us look at the 2 Arsenal stars. Ian Wright thinks they should be dropped. Ian Wright tells Mikel Arteta to drop 2 Arsenal stars for Southampton. And where is that? Okay. He says Granit Xhaka should be dropped. Right. The manager has stuck with him for a while. Who else? Throw in Eddie Nketiah, Smith Rowe, coming back from loan as well. So who's the second player? I want to see. Apart from Granit Xhaka, who should be dropped again? That's the problem with football in London. They write a lot of nonsense. Okay, then Alexander Lacazette. Ian Rice says Xhaka should be dropped with Alexander Lacazette. What are your thoughts on that? Xhaka should be dropped together with Alexander Lacazette. Okay. Again, football in London. Massimiliano Allegri. Big man thing, man. Big man thing. Allegri. Massimiliano Allegri's comments on next job as pressure mounts on Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta. What is Allegri saying? Former Juventus boss Massimiliano Allegri has previously said that he wants to manage a side in the Premier League amid talk of him replacing under pressure Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta. Okay. Just a few months from winning the FA Cup and Community Shield, the Gunners' form has taken a nosedive since then. Okay. I want more about Allegri. So Arteta is currently among the favorites to lose his job ahead of the Sheffield United loss. Ahead of Sheffield United boss Chris Wilder and Slaven Bilic of West Ham. And Allegri is reportedly favorite to succeed Arteta at Arsenal. I mean, I would agree no less, no more. The Italian tactician has been out of job since leaving Juventus at the end of the 2018-2019 season and revealed in December 2019 that he planned to take a year off before returning to management. He said, next year will be an important year, important for the choice I end up making and the need to be prepared for it, he told ESPN. Allegri. I've talked so much about Allegri, right? I've talked so much about Allegri. I don't want to, create a fuss. I don't want to create a fuss. There. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, what I really think about Gabriel at Arsenal. Arsenal boss Arteta opens up on Lucas Torreira transfer plan amid talk of early loan recall. We should look at this. We should be looking at this. Okay. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta opens up on Lucas Torreira transfer plan amid talks of early loan recall. Mikel Arteta has provided an update on Lucas Torreira's situation with the midfielder linked with any early return from his loan spell with the Real Madrid. What did he say? Mikel Arteta has suggested that Arsenal are considering their options on whether to bring back Lucas Torreira from his loan. Torreira is currently at Atletico Madrid enjoying an impressive campaign with Diego Simeone's men, level on points with the leaders Real Sociedad with 2 games in hand. The 24-year-old was shipped out on loan for the season, with the Uruguayan looking for more game time amid the arrival of like Thomas Partey. And the move seems to be working out for Torreira, who has already racked up 9 appearances in Madrid. But meanwhile, his parent club Arsenal is struggling 15th in the fucking Premier League. That contrast in fortunes has led to talk Arsenal would recall the exiled midfielder from his loan at Arsenal, and Ghana's boss Arteta has now spoken about the situation. Arteta said in his press conference on Tuesday, "We have been dealing with that situation, but again, when the market opens, we have the possibility to bring players in and get players out. Wherever we have to do, we will discuss it. I cannot comment on that." That would suggest that Arsenal do indeed have a recall option, despite Atletico holding on an option to buy Atletico Torreira at the end of the season. Arsenal is, it's interesting, right? It's interesting when you are doing Arsenal news. I'm just taking a recap of what's happening at the club. There. Pep Guardiola delivers Mikel Arteta sack message to Arsenal as Edu makes position clear. Bro. Okay. Pep Guardiola delivers sack message to Arsenal as Edu makes position clear. Let's go into it. All of us were ranting about Edu, right? So let us just get into it. Let's get into it. This is all football in London. You know why? Here we go. Pep Guardiola delivers Mikel Arteta's sack message to Arsenal fans as Edu makes his position clear. We've been talking about that, and you know what's happening, right? So, Manchester City boss Guardiola, Pep, has backed his former assistant Mikel Arteta amid mounting pressure on the Arsenal manager. The Gunners sit 15th. We know that. Don't start your crap. The 2000 home fans booed their own players at the final whistle following Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's own goal and Granit Xhaka's red card for violent conduct. I know it was so embarrassing and unlucky for those Arsenal fans who went down in the pitch, in the stands. But they should know that this performance is continuing even on Wednesday, so they have to go back in there. Their tally of 10 goals after 12 Premier League games is their lowest at this stage of top flight season since 1981-82. And they have now gone 12 hours and 32 top flight minutes without finding the back of the net. Hello, Kuhan Morgan. How are you doing, my brother? How are you doing? So what did Pep Guardiola say? That's what I want to see. Okay. Arsenal don't have a better manager that leads this club in this year and the next. That is better than him, he said via the Mirror. Guardiola thinks we can't find a better manager. Shut up. We can't find a better manager. That is what he thinks. He says, I don't have to give publicly my support because he has it and he knows that he has it. Arsenal, he's one of the biggest managers I've ever worked with, of course, and seen directly. I'm pretty sure he will turn over and will do it like everyone expects. You people are joking with Arsenal. I'm telling you, real talk, you're joking with Arsenal. This Arsenal club is a real stress. Dinero, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I am good. I'm not good, but I should be good. I'm striving to be good.
Man, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's been crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's been crazy. What's your thoughts on it?
I don't know. Just starting with Edu, that is when I got mad. That's when I got so mad. I was trying to compose myself for the Southampton game, trying to forge out how I'm going to do that preview. Man speaks sentences that stink.
I'm confused with him. I don't even know why we got him as technical director.
I don't know. But I think the board knew that both of them, both of these could be puppets, and it was easy to use puppets, right?
Yeah, true. But you see with Edu though, what can he say? It sounds like he's, I don't know. To me, it's confusing with Willian because he said the guy needs time, and the guy is 32.
Yeah, it's true.
But then again, what does he say? If he says something bad about Willian, then what is he supposed to say?
I don't know. I mean, of course, he has to be behind those players. That is his job. You would understand, right? He has to be behind those players. But there is no need to tell us fucking statements that we are doing good in training. The results on the pitch and the training quality are different. Who the hell cares about training results? Where do you pin the training results? Where is the training table? I'm telling you, no, real talk. Where is the table? Where is the table for training?
But the thing is as well with that is, with training, if you're doing really well in training, just like you said, where's the table, if you're doing really good in training, that would say a lot on your performance.
Man.
If you're doing really well in training, it speaks a lot. I remember there was an interview with I think it was Trent Alexander, and they were talking about he was talking about when they were on to winning the league, that what, like, we would just show up before even training starts. We'll come up early and we'll do training early. Like that just shows mindsets, and look where they were in the table.
Yeah.
You get me? But
Yeah.
when you got Eddie talking about, we're doing well in training, but he's not. I mean, it clearly shows on the table that we're not.
A performance. I mean, I was asking myself, does Edu understand football? Does this man understand football? Really? To be honest.
Bro, I mean, he chose Willian over Benrahma because they wanted to go for experience, and
free,
and because they wanted to go for experience, and we could have got Benrahma for pennies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But younger, more to offer, but he wanted to go for Willian for experience because they believed that he would offer, experience to the younger boys. But
and now look at this Sky Sports story. William Saliba, Arsenal willing to let French defender leave on loan in January. You get me?
Bro, it's a mess. It's a mess. They haven't even given the guy a chance. They haven't played him. They haven't played him in the real game. See how he performs.
And even if you have not played this guy, what happened to us not having squad depth? What happened to us not having 3 quality centre backs or 4 quality centre backs? What happened to us? You need the squad depth, but every player, I mean, why do you leave out? Why do you leave Kolasinac and ship out Torreira? Ship out Kolasinac and leave and leave Torreira on the bench because he's a good squad player. He's gonna come in. He's always on form. He never drops form.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? It's good. Arsenal, for the past 3-4 seasons, have messed ourselves over.
Yeah.
We've messed ourselves over in terms of, like, we've been doing bad business over those past 3-4 seasons, including this season. Because if you're shipping out Torreira, then surely you've got a plan for a replacement in place.
Yeah.
And then
True.
If you're bringing, you know what I mean? So, like, even with those centre backs, with Kolasinac trying to ship him out and so on, surely they've got a plan ahead where they've got another left back coming in place that, if Tierney gets injured, they'll be ready for. You know what I mean? But it just seems a mess in terms of, like, business. It's like there's no one, like, capable of, making smart decisions and making not even smart decisions, simple business decisions.
Yeah.
You get me? So we've had this problem.
I think Arsenal has been done forever. I mean, finished in the past 20 years. This, when you're finished, this is when I think we are going into that period where Liverpool, was completely done. You remember?
Yes, I remember. Facts. Yeah.
After some, they tried to sign, so many players, but their structures had got rotten. They brought in Andy Carroll, they brought in Charlie Adam. I still remember the crap they were bringing in.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where we are heading.
It's clear. I could see it.
Yeah,
I could see it happen.
You can't have a sporting director who, that right now the fans are hurting, so you can't say such trash. You can't.
You can't say stuff like that. You can't say stuff like that. And like, surely your PR team is gonna tell you, you're gonna, make sure you don't say this, make sure you mention it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
those are the simple things that the club should be doing. But it seems to me that they're in a mess right now. I mean, the culture there is confused.
I'm just not understanding there. I'm just not understanding it. Look at this story. Why let William Saliba go on loan? Why?
I heard something. He said something. I saw. He said there's 3 or 4 defenders before him. With in the did you see that?
Yeah.
EDU.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's see what they're saying there.
Listen to Mikel Arteta. He says, I feel really bad. I feel really bad for William Saliba. Arteta said at the time, because we had so many central defenders, we decided to leave him out of the squad, which was really hard for me today. How many defenders are Arsenal are better than William Saliba?
Ability-wise, I can't. You would obviously put Gabriel above him because obviously experience and so on.
Yeah.
But ability-wise, I do not see. Ability-wise, no one's better than him.
Yeah, maybe you can put David Louis in front of him because of the experience he has.
Experience. If experience comes into it, then David Luiz definitely. But in terms of ability, actually, then obviously David Luiz is there as well. But I think better than him really. But from the outside looking in, you'll see that and you'll think, okay, he's got because I see him as an Arteta player. I mean, he's a ball-playing defender. He's fast. Well, he's big. But
it doesn't make sense. Anyway, brothers and sisters, big people, the Courses Arsenal Army. I've streamed for almost 2 hours. This is incredible, incredibly crazy. Dinero, maybe just no. I mean, I'm streaming so much these days because I'm so annoyed. But that's the truth. Your last comments as we close the show, man.
Nah, man. We just need that win tomorrow.
Let's wait for that.
That win tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But is it coming? You think it's coming?
Do you know what it is? It's a question of these players. Now it's I think it's it's not the fans to tell if it's gonna win. It's now to the players. It's up to the players. Do they want to win?
I know, man.
We have to win. but these players don't seem like they want to win. And if they want to win, bro, we can do this. But I don't see men out there. I just see them acting stupid. I mean, Xhaka, what's man doing? Out of everyone, he's not supposed to react in that way. But they were just willing to throw that away because of, you know. So I don't know, man.
Let me just go watch Deluded. I think he will make me feel better. Let me just go watch Deluded.
Trust me.
Okay. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, brother. Okay. Everybody who has been tuning on, I mean, it's something so interesting. You guys made me stream for 2 hours. I'm telling you, it's as a matter of fact. So please do subscribe to the channel. Let's do that. Subscribe to the channel. Lots of more content coming on. I want to build in more programs in this channel. More programs, but if you cannot subscribe, then I won't build the programs because I won't have an audience. But if I have an audience, if you keep on smashing the like button and YouTube recognizes me as a streamer, I'll be getting more and more recommended. So I'll be building the program. So right now, let us sign up. Let us, sign out. Not even sign up, but sign out. What? Put a like on the video. Put a like on the video. Put a like on the video. It really means a lot to me. Put a like on the video. And then that is the word. Subscribe. Subscribe. The subscription button is always down below. It's always next to the channel name. That's what I know. Next to the channel name. I'll see you soon. I'll speak to you soon. I'm coming back with the match preview. Alfred, hey. I had left you out. Hey, how are you doing? Big up Alex, who was saying if Willian plays, it's up to 10 players to win. Any defender better than Mustafi? That is Alexander. Color King teams, big up my man. Kuhan Morgan, big up my man. I want to say, I just want to say big up to people who have been on. There's this big man, Squadites. That's the name. Squadites. I got it. Squadites. Big up my man. Thank you so much. Abuya, thank you so much for being on. AZ, thank you so much for being on as well. Evolve, thank you so much for being on. Ade, thank you so much for being on. Ngobishan, thank you so much. Timothy Musindi, thank you so much. David, much appreciated. Apollo, much love, my brother. Devi, thank you so much. Mutsinzi Emi, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Who else has been on? Yeah, this stream has ended in 2000, views, so it is so big. Soft Media, big up my brother Anthony Allen, Duncan, Anthony Allen there. I mean, it's so massive. I can't name all of you. Glenn was on. DV M. Lee, he was also on. So thank you everybody. Thanks everybody who has been on. I can't appreciate you enough, but you guys are doing it for me. I had forgotten this. Subscribe to Courses Arsenal Army. But as always, I believe Arsenal can get top 4. This is thank you, Oris Panus. He was always on as well. Manchester United, big up my bro. So as always, come on you Gunners.